Emma, seriously, when is Jake going to get an actual job? Sophie leaned across the table, her wine glass poised midair. I laughed, waving my hand dismissively. He's working on his startup. Soph, these things take time. 3 years is a lot of time, Rachel added gently, her eyes filled with that concerned look I'd grown tired of seeing. You guys don't understand entrepreneurship, I said, feeling defensive heat rise in my chest. Jake has vision. He's building something revolutionary. The tech industry doesn't happen overnight. Sophie exchanged a glance with Rachel. That look they always shared when discussing Jake. It made my stomach tighten. Emma, I love you. But Sophie started, but nothing, I interrupted. I believe in him. Isn't that what partners do? Support each other. I thought back to the night I met Jake 3 years ago at that networking event. He'd walked up to me with this confident smile, talking about disrupting the market, changing the world. His ambition was intoxicating. I'd fallen hard and fast. Support is one thing, Rachel said softly, but you're paying for everything. His rent, his food, it's temporary, I insisted. When his business takes off, we'll be fine. Better than fine. I didn't mention the new laptop I'd bought him last month, or how I'd covered his rent again when he came up short. These were investments in our future, weren't they? The dinner ended with forced smiles and uncomfortable hugs. I drove home to our apartment, the one I rented in my name, with my salary from the marketing firm where I'd just been promoted. Jake was on the couch, controller in hand, eyes glued to the TV screen. Hey babe, I said, dropping my purse. How was your day? Fine, he muttered, not looking away from the game. So, Sophie and Rachel were asking about you again. Let me guess, Jake interrupted, finally pausing his game. They think I'm a loser. No, they worry. They don't know me, Emma. They don't understand what I'm building. His voice had that edge I'd been hearing more often lately. I know, I defended you. I always do. Then why even bring it up? He stood, frustration radiating off him. Why make me feel like shit because your friends don't believe in me? My throat tightened. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I'm under a lot of pressure. Emma, I need you on my side, not questioning me. I am on your side, always. I moved closer, reaching for his hand. I believe in you, Jake. I believe in us. His expression softened slightly. Okay, good. He kissed my forehead quickly and returned to his game. I went to bed alone that night, pushing down the tiny voice whispering that maybe, just maybe, my friends had a point. So Jake, how's the business progressing? David, my brother, cut into his steak with deliberate precision, his engineer's mind demanding concrete answers. Jake shifted in his seat. It's moving forward. These things take time. What's your revenue model? David pressed. David, I warned, feeling tension coil in my stomach. No, I'm genuinely curious, David continued, his tone deceptively casual. 3 years in, you must have some traction. Users, beta testers, it's complicated, Jake said, reaching for his water glass. The market isn't ready yet. The market's never ready until you make it ready, David replied. Jake's jaw clenched. Not everyone follows a traditional corporate path like you, David. The dinner deteriorated from there. Jake left early, claiming a headache. David didn't even wait for the door to close. Emma, he's using you. Stop. I felt tears threatening. You've given him 3 years and over $50,000. You've been tracking my spending. Mom's worried. I'm worried. He's a grown man playing video games while you work yourself to death. You don't know him like I do. Then tell me, what do I not know? What's he given you besides excuses? I left without answering because I couldn't. That night, Mom called. Sweetheart, I know you love him, but you deserve someone who contributes equally to the relationship. Mom, not you too. I'm your mother. I see you exhausting yourself for someone who. I have to go. I hung up, feeling attacked from every direction. The next day at work, Mr. Harrison praised my latest campaign. Emma, this is exceptional work. You're invaluable to this company. I called Jake immediately, excited to share the win. That's cool, he said flatly. Just cool. I'm having a rough day. Emma, can we not do this right now? Do what? Share good news with my boyfriend, I said. I'm stressed. Why are you making this about you? He sighed heavily. Look, I need to go. He hung up. I stared at my phone, something cracking inside my chest. That night, I found myself scrolling through our text messages, page after page of Jake's complaints, his needs, his stress. When had we stopped talking about me? I opened our banking app, the shared expenses spreadsheet I'd maintained. The number made me nauseous. $52,347.89. 3 years of rent payments, groceries, utilities. His laptop, his phone, dinners, clothes. Hey babe, check this out. Jake walked in, and I noticed his wrist immediately. That's new, I said slowly. The watch was expensive, sleek silver with a luxury brand I recognized. Oh, this. Got it from a friend who's upgrading. A friend, yeah, why? His tone turned defensive. Are you interrogating me now? I'm just asking. You're acting like my mom, Emma. I don't need another parent. I need a partner who trusts me. I do trust you. Could have fooled me. He went to the bedroom, shutting the door firmly behind him. I sat alone in the living room, the watch's gleam burned into my memory, and wondered when asking simple questions became a crime. Emma, could you come to my office? Mr. Harrison's voice was gentle, which made it worse somehow. I followed him, my heart already sinking. Please, sit down. What's wrong? The company's downsizing, economic pressures, we're having to make some difficult decisions. He paused, his expression pained. Despite your excellent performance, your position is being eliminated. We're offering a severance package. The rest blurred. I heard words like budget cuts and not performance related, but they felt distant, underwater. I cleaned out my desk in a daze and drove home with tears streaming down my face. For 3 years, I'd been the strong one, the provider. Now, for the first time, I needed Jake to be strong for me. The apartment was empty. I waited, crying on the couch, checking my phone every few minutes. Where was he? Jake walked in 3 hours later, looking surprised to find me home early. Jake, I sobbed, standing up. I lost my job. His face changed, not to concern, but to something else. Panic. What happened? Downsizing. They eliminated my position. I moved toward him, needing his arms around me. I'm so scared. Okay. He ran his hand through his hair. How long does your severance last? I stopped moving. What? The severance? How many months of salary? That's what you're asking me right now? I'm trying to understand our situation. Emma, can you still cover rent? The room tilted. Cover rent? Jake, I just lost my job. Can you please just hold me and tell me it'll be okay? Jesus, Emma, I have my own stress. I can't handle your drama. Right now, my drama, I felt something inside me shatter. I've supported you for 3 years. 3 years of your drama, your stress, your dreams, and the one time I need you supported me? You mean held it over my head? That's not fair. You're too dependent. Emma, you need to figure this out yourself. I can't be responsible for your emotions. We argued for an hour, our first real fight. Jake said things I'd never imagined him capable of saying. Cold things, cruel things. He slept on the couch that night. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, and for the first time allowed myself to see the truth I'd been avoiding for 3 years. Jake had never truly been there for me. Not once. Every moment of our relationship had revolved around him, his needs, his comfort. I cried until I had no tears left. Morning light crept through the window. I heard movement in the living room and steeled myself for another argument. But when I walked out, the apartment felt wrong, empty. Jake's shoes were gone from the entrance. His jacket from the hook. I rushed to the closet, his clothes gone, his laptop, his charger, his toiletries, all of it removed while I slept. No explanation, just absence. I called him immediately, straight to voicemail. Jake, please call me back. Where are you? Are you okay? I texted. Jake, I'm worried. Please just let me know you're safe. The message turned green, a message to SMS. He blocked me. Panic seized my chest. I opened Instagram. His profile was gone from my following list. I searched for him. Nothing. Blocked. I checked Facebook. Blocked. WhatsApp. Blocked. Even LinkedIn. He'd erased me from his digital life overnight. No. I dialed his few friends, hands shaking. Hey, have you heard from Jake? Not recently. Emma, why? He's gone. His stuff is gone. Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't heard from him. The same response from everyone. I spent the day calling, searching, driving to his usual coffee shops and hangouts. Nothing. The physical pain was unbearable. My chest compressed, breathing hurt, food tasted like ash. I couldn't stop crying. Sophie arrived after I finally answered her 20th call. Emma, oh my God. She wrapped her arms around me as I collapsed, sobbing into her shoulder. He's gone, Sophie. He just left. I don't understand. That bastard. Sophie's voice shook with rage. That absolute piece of shit. Maybe he's overwhelmed. Maybe he just needs space. Emma, stop. He'll come back when he's ready. He's probably just processing. Honey, no. Sophie held my face in her hands. Don't do this to yourself. Rachel arrived an hour later with groceries and a bag of clothes. They took shifts staying with me, making sure I ate, making sure I wasn't alone. But even surrounded by people, I felt utterly abandoned. Days blurred together. I obsessively checked my phone, hoping for any sign of Jake. I drove past places we'd been together, hoping to spot him. I sent emails from different accounts, hoping one would get through. Nothing. The not knowing consumed me. Was he hurt? Dead? Or had he simply decided I wasn't worth even a goodbye? I think he left me. I whispered to Sophie on day 5, the words finally escaping. Sophie's eyes filled with tears. Honey, he didn't just leave. He used you and threw you away when you couldn't serve him anymore. The truth in her words felt like a knife. The Facebook message came from someone named Tom. Hi Emma. You don't know me, but I'm Jake's former roommate. I heard what happened. I think you deserve to know the truth. Can we meet? I stared at the message, my heart pounding. Against my better judgment, I agreed. Tom was waiting at the coffee shop, a manila folder in front of him. Thank you for meeting me, he said gently. This isn't easy. But Jake has a pattern. A pattern? Tom opened the folder, revealing printed screenshots and Facebook profiles. He targets successful women, moves in fast, lives off them until they catch on or stop being useful, then disappears. He slid papers toward me. You're not the first, Emma. There've been at least 3 others in the past 5 years. My stomach churned as I looked at photos of women I'd never met. Their stories eerily similar to mine. There's more, Tom said quietly. Jake's been seeing someone else for the past 6 months. The world tilted. Her name's Amanda Sterling, wealthy divorcee. He met her at a gallery opening, the one I couldn't attend because of work, I whispered, remembering. He's been maintaining both relationships. When you lost your job, Tom didn't finish the sentence. He didn't need to. Can I see her profile? Tom hesitated, then showed me Amanda's Instagram. My hands shook as I scrolled through photos that destroyed me. Jake with his arm around a beautiful blonde woman. Jake at restaurants I'd never been to. Jake on beaches I'd never seen. The dates on the photos: 7 months ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago. All during our relationship. In one photo, Jake wore the sweater I'd bought him for Christmas. In another, the watch I'd asked about. He didn't leave you for her, Tom said softly. He was planning his exit long before you lost your job. That just accelerated his timeline. I thanked Tom mechanically, my body moving on autopilot. I made it to my car before the scream ripped from my throat. Raw, primal, full of rage and heartbreak and 3 years of wasted love. I screamed until my voice cracked and my throat burned and I had nothing left inside. I stopped showering, stopped eating anything but crackers, stopped opening the curtains. My severance money dwindled as I paid rent alone, rent for an apartment that suddenly felt like a tomb. I spent hours stalking Amanda's Instagram, torturing myself with photos of Jake's new life, smiling Jake, happy Jake, the Jake who never existed with me. Enough. Sophie's voice cut through the fog. She physically pulled me out of bed while Rachel opened windows, letting light flood my dark cave. I can't do this, I whispered. Yes, you can. Sophie guided me to the shower, turned on the water, and waited outside until I emerged. David showed up that afternoon. Instead of lectures, he just held me while I cried into his shirt. I'm so stupid, I sobbed. Double quotes. No, he's a predator. You were kind. Those aren't the same thing. Mom came to stay for a week, filling my apartment with the smell of home-cooked meals and gentle reminders that I was loved, that I mattered, that I was more than Jake's discarded possession. You need professional help, sweetheart, Mom said gently, someone who understands this kind of trauma. Dr. Sarah Lynn specialized in narcissistic abuse recovery. What Jake did has a name, she explained in our first session: financial abuse, emotional manipulation, love bombing followed by devaluation. But he said he loved me. Narcissists don't love people, Emma. They love what people can do for them. You were a resource, not a partner. The words were painful but oddly liberating. For 3 years, I'd blamed myself for not being enough. Now I understood I could never have been enough because Jake was fundamentally broken in ways I couldn't fix. I started job hunting with renewed determination, updating my resume, reaching out to professional contacts. My phone rang one morning, a callback from a prestigious marketing firm. We'd like you to come in for an interview. I looked at myself in the bathroom mirror. The woman staring back had hollow eyes and visible cheekbones, but behind the pain, I saw something else: strength. I will survive this, I told my reflection. I will come back stronger. For the first time in weeks, I believed it. Welcome to the team, Emma. The marketing startup was everything my old job wasn't: innovative, energetic, collaborative. My new position came with better pay and actual growth opportunities. I threw myself into work, channeling my pain into productivity. My campaigns were sharp, creative, fearless. Maybe because I'd already lost everything, what else was there to be afraid of? Great presentation today, Marcus Powell, my new colleague, said after a team meeting. Thanks, still finding my rhythm. You're doing better than fine, he smiled warmly. Some of us are grabbing drinks Friday if you want to join. The old Emma would have declined, would have rushed home to Jake, but Jake was gone and the new Emma was learning to say yes. I redecorated the apartment, painting over the beige walls with warm colors, replacing furniture that held memories with pieces that were entirely mine. Every trace of Jake removed, donated, burned. You should block Amanda's Instagram, Sophie suggested during one of our regular dinners. I know, but nothing. You're torturing yourself. She was right. I hit the block button and felt immediate relief. No more comparison, no more phantom pain. I started journaling, Filling pages with thoughts I'd suppressed for years, I wrote letters to Jake I never sent, saying everything I'd been too afraid to say. The anger, the hurt, the betrayal, all of it poured onto paper where it couldn't hurt me anymore. 3 months after Jake left, I looked in the mirror and recognized myself again. Not the same woman I'd been before Jake. This woman was stronger, scarred but standing, no longer willing to accept crumbs and call it love. To Emma's campaign success, Marcus raised his glass at our team celebration. Everyone cheered. I laughed, genuinely laughed, and realized I hadn't thought about Jake. In 3 entire days, progress felt like victory. The message from Jessica came 6 months after Jake's disappearance. Hi Emma, I'm Amanda's friend. I know this is strange, but can we meet? It's about Jake, it's important. Curiosity won over caution. We met at a coffee shop downtown. I'll get straight to the point, Jessica said. Jake and Amanda's relationship imploded spectacularly. I waited, surprised by how little I felt. No vindication, no satisfaction, just quiet attention. Amanda discovered Jake's business never existed. He was spending her money on everything: designer clothes, fancy dinners with other women, even a sports car he claimed was for work. Jessica showed me screenshots of receipts. She also found messages between Jake and multiple women. He was already looking for his next target. Of course he was. When Amanda confronted him and cut him off financially, he became verbally abusive, cruel, threatening. Jessica slid her phone across the table. I read Jake's messages to Amanda, the same tactics he'd used on me, but angrier, more desperate. Blaming her for being controlling, calling her insane, threatening to ruin her reputation. She kicked him out. He's been couch surfing, trying to find someone else to support him. His social media is full of complaints about women being gold diggers. The irony is, Jessica trailed off. Not lost on me. I finished. Amanda feels terrible. She didn't know about you until after. She wants to apologize. I thought about that. The old Emma would have wanted confrontation, explanations, apologies. But sitting in this coffee shop, looking at evidence of Jake's predictable downfall, I felt nothing but freedom. Tell Amanda she doesn't need to apologize. She was manipulated too. We both were. You're not angry. I'm free. That's better than angry. I left that meeting lighter than I'd been in months. Jake's karma wasn't my responsibility. His life was imploding naturally, exactly as it deserved to, and I was finally, truly moving on. The unknown number flashed on my screen. Against every instinct, I answered. Emma, Jake's voice syrupy, apologetic. Completely different from the cold man who'd abandoned me. My heart pounded, but not with hope. With disbelief at his audacity. I'm so sorry. I made a terrible mistake. I realize now how good you were to me. I said nothing, letting him fill the silence. Being with Amanda taught me what real love looks like, and real love is what we had, Emma. I was stupid to leave. I've changed. I've grown. Can we meet? I miss you. I want to make things right. I know now how to be the man you deserve. The old Emma would have considered it, would have wanted to believe in redemption and second chances. But I wasn't that Emma anymore. I thought about my new job, my rebuilt life, my therapy sessions, my rediscovered self-respect. I thought about the $52,000, the 3 years, the emotional labor, the tears. The nights I'd defended him while he planned his escape. Jake, I said calmly, I don't hate you. I actually feel sorry for you. So we can know, I'm not your safety net anymore. I'm not anyone's second choice. You blocked me when I needed you most, and now I'm blocking you from my future. Don't contact me again. I hung up and immediately blocked the number. My hands shook. But I was smiling. 1 year after Jake left, I stood in my apartment preparing for a dinner party. My apartment, my life, my choices. Sophie arrived first, carrying wine and that proud smile she'd been wearing since my promotion to creative director. Look at this place, she said, admiring the transformed space. Look at you. Marcus arrived next, then Rachel and David, my people. The ones who'd never left. We sat around the table I'd bought myself, eating food I'd cooked myself, laughing about stories that had nothing to do with Jake. Can I ask something? Rachel said during dessert. Do you ever regret how things ended? The table quieted. I looked around at the life I'd built, the job I'd earned, the friendships I'd nurtured, the self-respect I'd reclaimed. I regret the time I lost and the money I wasted, I said honestly. I regret ignoring people who truly cared about me. But I don't regret who I've become because of it. Jake didn't break me, he revealed what I'm actually made of. Sophie raised her glass to Emma, who's stronger than she ever needed to be. My phone buzzed, an unknown number. A photo of Jake looking disheveled, desperate. I see you're doing well. I really need help. Can we talk? I looked at the message and felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, no temptation. I deleted it without responding, put my phone away, and returned to my friends. To knowing your worth, I said, raising my glass. They all toasted, and as the glasses clinked together, I meant it with every fiber of my being. I was free, the end asterisk.